just wanna be with you.
All right, so this has been an interesting week. Got home from the race on Sunday, like at 1, frantically unpacked, chilled out. I was wore out, and then came out here, got the car up in the air, pulled the transmission. Let's see here. That would be the input shaft. So that was the input shaft. So I pulled it apart that night. I'm not a transmission guy. Usually that's the only thing I don't mess with on my car. And I came over here, pulled it out of the converter, but I had a decision to make. So I could put it back like it was, like a Vasco turbo input shaft, but realistically, as fast as we're trying to go, I mean, it's just undersized for the job we're doing. So time for a big shaft, you kind of price them, they're like the same price, but you do have to buy a different pump for the bigger shaft, and you need a different converter. Luckily for me, I already had bought a big shaft converter, and it was laying in the shop. Don't know tons about it, so call Neil Chance. Got squared up with a stator for it, tore it apart. I love my Circle D, but that'll have to go back and get upfitted for a big shaft, and that doesn't help us when we're racing in literally 7 days. So first off, need to give a huge shout out to my homie Shane Probst. Dude, I had a bunch of questions and he helped me, and my other homie Mark Morgan, because without those two guys, I mean, literally I was on the phone, I'm video chatting with Mark last night because of all the end play and spacers and everything. So this has been kind of sucky, but let me show you what we got cooking. Big shaft. Here we go. We got a new pump. I opted not to take the rest of this apart, but I had a hell of a time putting this in. And people might laugh because I've watched videos of guys doing it in 10 seconds, but man, let me tell you, getting past all the clutches, jerking on this thing, wiggling it around. Anyway, getting that lined up, and I think because it's all new, that the splines and stuff in the hub that came with my new drum. So like this forward drum and input shaft only holds so many clutches. The new ATI one holds a bunch. So got a new one of these. But when you start looking at setting all this stuff up with different shims, and this whole thing has a bunch of roller bearings and stuff in it, just got out of my depth. So anyway, I called my buddy Mark Morgan a million times and he helped me out. He builds bitch and trannies, but we're on a time crunch. So I'm gonna pull this out for like the 5th time. I wouldn't have made a video doing it the first couple times because, dude, it was pretty pathetic. But anyway, I got an idea what I got cooking. So I got to add a shim and then put a different thickness gasket in here, and I can essentially drop my end plate. It's a little too loose right now. It's about 37 thousandths. So we're going to tighten this deal up. Hopefully just giving you guys a bunch of chin shots. Hopefully my bench doesn't fall over because it seems like it wants to do that. But we don't have time for that. So anyway, transmission, here we go. I'm gonna close this out. Super hot, don't mind the hat. I get really badly sunburned and had some spots burned off the top of my head. So need to get a little better at putting sunscreen on. But I was outside forming up a little thing I'm gonna pour for a shed. Maybe I'll show that to you guys. Anyway, trannies in this thing. We got gears. We got 240, 250 pounds of line pressure. So apparently I did something all right. Converter pressures like, I don't know, 85 to 100 depending on the RPM. So seems pretty good. It's ready to get put in the box. We're leaving in, it's Sunday night. Football starts tomorrow. I'm assistant coaching, so gonna be late nights, and we got to be rolling out of here Thursday after practice. So I got 3 nights to pack, and that's not a lot. My daughter's got soccer, son's got football, but tranny install went good. It's really hard to film when I'm just coming out here for a couple minutes at a time. Yeah, a couple minutes at a time, and then, you know, farting around and then going back inside. So here we go. Not quite done. Got the yard mowed. Yeah, anyway. Thanks for following along. See you later. Alright, smash that like button and subscribe.